yeah, dude. I'm glad
Let's
you
do
feel
it.
great. I
Reed's
got a
just
question
straight-
actually. I'll start it off.
We should be getting some of this.
Good morning.
How do you sleep on your side or are you on your back?
I'm side. If I'm on my back, I instantly start snoring.
Can you? I can't sleep on my back. Like it just doesn't feel.
Every once in a
Really?
while, I'll end up there, almost
Why, are
like
you
on
are you a
accident.
back sleeper, Reed?
Yeah, I'm
sleeps
told
like
I
the
look
dead,
like a
dude.
corpse.
Like,
Yeah.
Is?
Yes,
Yeah.
he doesn't move.
Nate
Dude,
knows.
I've seen it, and it's absolutely unhinged. He goes to sleep and wakes up the exact same. I mean, it's
For
not
real?
shocking. I feel like that's so Reed's personality.
Wait, how do you know that? Were you just like staring at him all night? How do you know that he didn't move?
Yes, I watched him. No, when we did that Carol Hood run. I mean, also Reed and I have been friends long enough where we've literally had sleepovers, dude. That's how long we've been the homies.
That's true.
The Carol Hood tour. I remember we were like, JJ and I. We finished the show. We went to the hotel, and Reed and Tim went to sleep, and JJ and I stayed up outside smoking weed and talking till like 4 a.m, even though we had a show the next day. So when Reed went to bed, and then when we got back inside, Reed we like turned. I like had to turn the light or whatever, and Reed just had not moved, dude. Literally, it was like in the exact same spot. Yeah, dude.
That's how I do it. Oh man, that was such a fun run.
That was, dude, the whole 3-day tour.
Wait. Do you feel like you sleep well, Reed? This is.
I think I do.
I love this.
When I do, I don't. Yeah, maybe 6-7 hours is all I need, but like I'm out the whole time.
Out.
I don't remember dreams.
Wow.
Maybe there's like a split second when I wake up that I have a
You don't
memory of
dream?
a dream, but I don't. I see darkness and then I wake up.
Darkness.
This is so sick. I see darkness and then it's morning. That's so Reed sleeps
probably-
so efficiently, like he lives his life. He's like, I go to sleep, I see darkness, I wake up, and I move on.
Wait, so Reed, do you have like a sport, like a fitness watch or anything? Like
I don't have any of that stuff.
Me neither.
I've considered it, but
I'm just curious what your your REM is like.
I just wonder, like,
full
I guess
REM.
It's
good
too
to
much.
know
It's too
if
much
you-
information for me, dude.
I think so,
it'll
too.
spiral me.
do I need more info, or do I need to know that, hey, I actually am not sleeping very well, and therefore, like
Yeah.
my life
No,
expectancy
it'll
is
make
now
it worse. It'll make
It's
it
like
worse.
seriously.
That's like
It'll
that
make it
Katy
worse.
Perry Apple or what is it, Apple, or maybe it's like Amazon, whatever. When she's like, "Oh, I think it's Apple," and she's like, "Hey Siri, is it raining?" And everyone's like, "Look outside." Like the commercial, it's like the funniest thing. It's almost like that. Like, "Hey Siri, did I sleep well?" It's like just you did or you didn't.
Well, dude, I have friends that have them, and yeah, it just makes it worse. Like they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh my
because
god, I
then they
didn't
could-
sleep last night," and then you're like,
And
"Oh
they
my
obsess
god,
over it.
why is my
Yeah,
stress
you
level going up?"
Stress yourself out.
Or like heart rate and all that stuff. And then like you watch the commercials where they basically are like, if you don't buy an Apple Watch, you could die. They tell the one story about the dude that got like trapped in the mountains and
Oh yeah,
Siri called
Yeah.
and they're like, it's just so over the top. It's like, I
Yeah.
don't need
yeah,
a constant monitor on my, like I used to be a compulsive like pulse checker. Like I used to
for
be
real.
like, yeah, dude,
Really?
like anxiety. Yeah, 100%. I used to
Wow.
like lay in my
Did
bunk.
you like
and-
count? You would count.
yeah,
and-
yeah, and I'd be like, "Why is it so high?" Or like, "Oh, is it off? Or is it too low?" Like, just my brain would
Is
not.
this when you were
it's-
drinking 2 pots of coffee a day?
It was probably during all that and drinking probably too much in general as well.
When your
Dude, that's
lymph
been the
nodes were-
craziest thing. Oh yeah, when I had 2 under my armpits, that I was like, "This is weird."
that's right.
Oh man,
Wait,
Oh,
dude,
but
I remember a story. Nate, did you on that Warped Tour? Was it Warped Tour that you like set up like a whole thing and like you were like basically making coffee
yeah.
for the entire tour?
yeah, that was the start of everything for me because
Was it really?
yeah, I mean, we decided to start King State, and I think in end of 2013 and 2014 was Eberlin's last year, technically, of like we were like, hey, we announced to the fans in January that we're going to be breaking up and we're doing like 1 full year, so we're going to do new album, tour as much as we can throughout that year. But my plan was to start King State, like hit the ground running when I got home. So we started kind of building it at the beginning of 2014. So Tim was roasting like in his garage and stuff. And like a week into Warped Tour, I was like, dude, there's like zero good coffee. Like I'm making coffee on the bus, but it was constantly like a conversation backstage. Like, does anyone know? Or and then it was like, when you're playing Warped Tour, it's so hard to get out of the grounds to be like, let's go to this coffee shop.
Yeah.
Like you never
Yeah.
leave, you just stay there. So I like had the idea and I like crunched numbers on like Amazon about like what I needed. You know what I mean? I was like, I think if I get this grinder and this and like spend like $150 and have Tim ship me coffee, I was like, I'll just set up a tent and just see if anyone is down to like come chill and I'll like, make the vibe. So I already had this like, oh no, I went to Walmart and got this like tiny little desk thing. It was like, I can't remember, and did it. And I like made a sign and I just did 2 pour overs. So I like 2 V60s and I'd run 2 kettles at the same time and blah, blah. And, dude, it was absolutely insane. The first day.
Every day?
I did it every day. I'd wake up at 6:30 in the morning on Warped Tour to set up as soon as the buses stop because they get there early. I'd set up my thing. I'd set up a bunch of chairs. I'd start playing jazz on the USB speaker. I like set up my sign. And then, dude, I will say, like, I look back on those times and I know it's so funny, but those were like some of those moments that like I'll never forget because
definitely
Warped Tour is so long and so hard. And there's like, everyone's just doing their own thing. Dude, by the end, like it was legitimately like, this is just what everyone did. And it would be packed. I would have a tent full of people and just enjoying. And that tour, for whatever reason, a lot of the West Coast stuff, dude, the mornings were like beautiful, like chilly mountain weather. And so, dude,
how many cups did you do in like, would you say, dude, in like one day?
Yeah, on average.
On average, again, not knowing expenses and stuff, I was bringing in like anywhere from like $350 to like $600 a day.
Damn.
And because I was charging, because I was like, obviously charging, but like people were super generous and super pumped. You know what I mean? They were like, here's $10 for a cup of coffee. And then, dude, at one point I had to start like thinking bigger. I was like, I gotta like, cause most people wanted ice. So I was doing ice pour overs and they were good, dude. I was like so into them. But, then I started prepping. I got a Chemex and I was making 10 to 15 Chemexes at night and pouring it into a thing to batch it. So I would have like, and I would make it concentrated. So it was like good over ice and I would do that. So then that was moving a lot quicker. And then the people that get hot, I'd still make them one. So, but yeah, dude. So that tour, I was waking up at 6:30 every morning, setting up. And then I was playing 2 sets. I was playing with Amberlin and Yellow Card.
Dude, that's crazy.
So by the end of it, I remember I played like 75 shows technically on that tour because I split with Yellow Card and Amberlin. And then I did the coffee every morning.
Yeah,
but
like
dude, it was
20,000 cups of coffee.
It was so much fun, man. It was just one of those things. But that kind of kickstarted. And honestly, I brought home thousands of dollars to like start Kingston. You know what I mean? Like it was like not like insane amounts of money, but I think it ended up being like, I don't know, like $5-6 grand. And I was like, here we go. Let's put it back into the account and just start everything.
What a great tour to do that though, because you have no time or you have so much time. Otherwise, like, you can't go anywhere. So
you're also like 30 miles outside of any major city.
And truly, some of my like good friends now started from that. There's band dudes that I would never meet any other way. Like I became good friends with the Mice and Men dudes. Like they would always park right next to us. Like it started to turn into something where
you got
like,
to know people around you.
Everyone loves coffee, man.
Jeff became our tour manager after that, and he was like Jimmy Eat World's dude and all this stuff. He literally became our tour manager because he started coming to my coffee thing that morning. So anyway, dude, it was fun.
It's a smart idea. You just go on tour and just do that every morning.
Everyone kept thinking I was going to get shut down by Kevin Lyman because even though it was backstage and he was like, like, I guess that's kind of like frowned upon, like side hustles. I guess there was a band back in the day that used to set up a bar and he was like, you can't do this.
That's different though. It
is different.
Yeah.
It is different.
Yeah.
And I was okay, but there's a few moments where like,
did you ever hear from him?
Kevin walked by a couple times and I gave him the nod and he was like, you're good. Like it was chill.
Okay.
Like,
he didn't even grab a cup, dude?
No.
Really?
Come on, Kevin.
Dude, because
come on, Kevin.
But he was cool about it. Like he honestly, he could have been like, "Hey, man, like you know."
Do you think it was out of principle for him, or he doesn't drink coffee? He was just like, "I can't participate."
No, it never even felt weird. It wasn't even like,
well, dude. Also, like, there's nothing like that. I mean, dude, people need that like I'm sure it
yeah,
brought
and it's not like I'm taking sales
to the
from
morning.
Him.
Yeah,
Dude,
you're not.
I'm telling you, it was
what a great way to build a little
water
community
cooler
back there.
Yeah, at the office, you know.
Dude, it was such a vibe, dude. And a lot of people don't know this. I started an Instagram for it, and I called it Warped Coffee, and I put a thing on it so people could follow it, and I'd post every morning where I was.
Nice.
Dude, I had like 2,000 followers at the end of Warped Tour. And then when I started King State, all I did was switch because I already had 2,000 followers. So I just switched from Warped Tour or Warped Coffee to King State.
I like how Kevin was just like from a distance. He's like, what did he call it?
Yeah,
he's like,
Warped. How dare you?
Anyway, you have to spell it
that
wrong.
was fun, dude. That was a special. I'll still run into people like, dude, you were the coffee dude on Warped Tour.
You're like, I also play in a band too, but yeah, I did serve coffee. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Dude, at one point in Nashville, my brothers came out and I was like, guys, like they wanted to hang, and I was like, Nashville's gonna be. I got to set up and do my thing, dude. I had a line. That day I was stressed. I had a line that was so far, and it was just me by myself, and I was just like. Oh, I was like, oh my God. Like, but that day I think I did like 800, almost like $1,000, and it was like
that's crazy.
That is crazy, man. It was giving me memories of working at Starbucks on a Saturday morning during the rush. Oof, I don't really miss that.
That's gnarly, dude.
Dude, I miss that whole world so much. Like that rush of like service industry is like, there's nothing like it, especially like in your space where you can like see people and they're like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Even the Warped Tour thing, I was like, I did this and curated it, and seeing people like sit down and like talking and listening to music. I'm like, dude, this is for me too. Yeah, like it's the same feeling of like being on the stage for me. Truly.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same thing.
How many bank runs? Did you just have a sack of money?
Dude, I put it under my bunk. I didn't do anything. Yeah. I swear to God, I have a picture of me. I literally under my bunk was like $6,000 or something.
I remember when we, in the Tall Heart days, like I would manage the money. And so at some point, like we at least had some money to like spend, at least a per diem, or we tried. And
what did you guys spend it on?
It was $5 and we get a $5 foot long every day. We'd eat half for lunch and then the other half for dinner, and did that the whole tour.
On the West Coast, we would do like the Del Taco boxes. It was like $10 for like, that's usually what we do. Instead of like everyone had their own money, we would just like put together our money to be able to get enough food.
I miss those days though.
That type of touring, of course, I have so many memories of it. But what's also funny is the way that still is in my brain is that side of touring felt way longer to me. Like, meaning the van and that style of living. But if I look back at in the percentage of my career, it's so small. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, it just was such distinct memory. So it feels like, you know, 80% of my touring life was that type.
Yeah, but it was exciting though, dude. It was like, that's why you're like, oh my God, I'm doing it.
But also from like 2000 and I don't know, it must have been 2002 to like, 2005. So, but that's only 3 years that I've been touring for. That's, you know what I mean? Because we got into a bus, I think 2006.
That's crazy.
And then we just never went back. So it's like, we did a bunch of overseas touring and in sprinters and tiny vans, like even, 6 years after that. So it's not like we only ever like were in a bus, but it's just funny looking back on those memories. It's like, oh my gosh,
even in the bus, it was same vibe. It's just was a little
but I just mean like the like $5 a day. Sleeping on the floor, like that.
Yeah,
kind of thing. In the percentage of my touring is very small.
You were going to say something, Nate. What do you want to talk about? I think I cut you off.
I can't remember.
Okay.
We're off to a good start. Happy Friday, everyone. 15 minutes in. Wait, it's not going to be Friday when this comes out.
It's not
Monday,
but that's okay.
Can we talk about what you're about to do, or no? Can we not? Is that a secret? You're supposed to.
I think we talked about it on the last one.
Did we talk about it on the last one? No, we didn't.
I think it was.
We talked about it after we hit record.
Yeah,
or after we stopped.
The Kenny episode. For those
who getting the vibe that you don't want to talk about it.
No, okay. I can talk about it.
Reed's back.
He's breaking retirement.
Getting back in the saddle.
Dusting off the sticks. Just all of the dumb shit you could say.
Dusting the sticks off.
Dusting the kid off, baby.
I mean, well, I feel like, now that we're saying it, it's just gonna, like, something's gonna happen. It's not gonna.
This is not gonna work. No, dude.
End of July.
It's gonna get canceled.
Wait.
What?
Nothing. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't jinx it, dude.
I know. Well, so the reason. End of July. I was asked to play some Sandy Things shows up north, which I'm excited to do. Mike Robinson, who plays with him currently. Wow, that was good. God. That was good. Did I say Robinson, by the way? I think it's Robertson. He was kind enough to ask if I'd be willing to fill in because he's going to be going to see Oasis play in London.
It's a win-win.
I love that the band is just down. I mean, I guess that's a pretty big one. If you got tickets to Oasis and London, you're already dropping 1,000. So they're not going to.
Here's why I'm nervous, though. I feel like the brothers could just have a fight and then cancel the tour, and then he doesn't have to go. So then he's going to play the show.
Oh, I see.
Don't
I
say that. Stop putting that out there.
No, dude, they can't be staring that money in the face, and I think they will do whatever it takes to get on stage.
Do it. It's like billions of dollars. It's
dude,
like
it's unholy.
It probably is gonna. I'd be curious to see how much it grosses. It has to be, but
I mean, gross. I mean, for sure.
Merch alone they're gonna like. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Also merch at shows like that is expensive.
Yeah, it is. But end of July, the 24th, 5th, and 6th. If you're
soon, dude.
If you're around like New York, Jersey, and Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Dang, all good spots too.
Allentown's great, dude.
I haven't been in so long. I'm excited, but I have to start practicing.
Did he give you? Let me ask you this: Is there a set, or is it just like you need to be prepared?
There is a set. We're playing Is a Real Boy front to back, which is a beast of an album. So I have to be on my A game.
Damn, that's the one too.
I'm excited. It's gonna be really fun.
That's awesome.
Is that the one with the Pinocchio guy on the front?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Pinocchio guy.
Isn't it Pinocchio, or am I tripping? I feel like that's
it is. Which they're going
to get sued by Disney.
Sued them officially, but I think they tried.
We own the rights to a little wooden boy with his nose that grows when you lie. Dude, there's some weird Disney shit, dude.
Well, there was the thing was in House of Blues, in Disney World and then Disneyland. I don't know if that Anaheim one's still around, but
Disneyland?
Yeah.
Oh, it's still around.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when we played those two venues during the 10-year tour, because we had a banner that had the little Pinocchio guy.
Yeah.
Part of it was Pinocchio, and the other part was it had a middle finger, so they made us cut the banner.
I remember this. I remember you telling me this.
It was a whole thing.
How dare you deface our precious Pinocchio?
Yeah, because House of Blues is like that too, isn't it? They're kind of weird about some of that stuff.
They're very
House of Blues usually says if it's the ones that are in Disney will be no cursing, or they'll be refrain from cursing.
Yeah,
Mickey Mouse's ears will bleed. I don't know. It's the funniest thing to me because I'm it's still a venue. I don't know.
I know.
It's a weird one.
I know. So that's a big.
That'll be
fun. Life update for me. I'm excited.
You
should. I wish it was closer to here. Yeah, you should live stream it.
Just
we should do
Instagram reel.
No, a live podcast, but you're the only one playing drums, and me and Nate are just sitting here watching.
We should be like this with mics and right next to Reed's kit, and then just trying in between songs,
you're critiquing him the whole time. You're just
between songs we have quick conversations.
We're okay, so quick, just a quick update, Reed. Well done.
No
on that
one's
song.
gonna want to watch that. Nobody at all.
Wait,
I don't know. You never know.
You know what's funny is I'll be in that same area shortly after that, which is a bummer that it didn't overlap. Yeah.
That is a bummer.
On your tour?
Yeah, we're doing a whole second leg of the Never Take tour that's starts, it's all north, northeast.
Dang.
Because we didn't do that at all in this last tour, so the whole thing is Pennsylvania, all that, Baltimore.
You're doing that with the Watashi Wall, right? That's going to be sick.
Yep.
Nice.
We can cut this out, but when is that show where you have to fill in playing with that other band? No,
Me?
my bad. Yeah, you.
Yeah.
You have to fill in and play. You have to fill in and play.
No. Yeah. But that's
sick
like
metal drums.
that's like a minute and a half. I'm not like filling in the whole.
Dude, that minute and a half is crazy, dude.
It is actually.
Dude, when you sent the song and I was like, oh, I'll check it out, and I was like, oh my god, dude.
I know. I might bail. What if I bail?
No, you got it. You
can't bail, dude. That's like you have to do that. You have to do that just to like. It's a challenge to yourself.
I need to start practicing now.
Do you even own a double bass pedal?
No, but I'll sort it out.
Also, that kid is like, isn't it? Is gigantic.
Yeah, he has 2 kicks.
Yeah,
sick.
He's got 2 kicks, and also I was watching a video of him. His hi-hat is like a solid like
it's a mile to the left.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
It is so far.
Really,
like, dude. Yeah, because he's got 2 kicks and he does the thing.
I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah, of course.
Well, I mean, some people like figure out how to get it closer. He's like, nah, we're good. We'll just push it over here in this other area code. Dude, I was watching. There was a shot from like behind, and I'm literally like, where's his hi-hat? Like, you have to like zoom out to find his hi-hat like somewhere over here on the left.
If I was him, I would have the remote hi-hat. Like,
of course.
Even to your right, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
There's not a lot of hi-hat on the part that I'm playing, so I should.
No, it's just like a lot of crazy other shit you got to do.
Syncopated stuff that I probably am not going to be able to do.
You got it.
And there's gonna be pyro and stuff going on. It's gonna be sick. I can't wait.
What if I just asked them like, look, let me do my own version of it? It's just like
sick.
just so
Disco
much stripped down.
Just like you're like
it's just one kick.
And they're all like you're
what's
just like
funny is that
just a little groove.
That breakdown, like truly that whole part. Like that song gets me like juiced so much that I'm like, when that part's coming up, I get so amped up, even not playing drums. So it's funny to think about playing drums because I feel like I'm either going to be so juiced, I'm going to like muscle through it and like mess it up, or I'm going to break his drums. Like, I feel like I'm just like, dude, I got to find, that's why I really need to practice it so I could be able to like nail it.
You're going to black out and just,
dude, that's how it feels. Every time that part comes up, I'm like, oh, because we were talking about this, like, as much as I love like hitting hard and, you know, just that type of thing, I've never played in a heavy band ever. Like, I don't know what it feels like. Like, Amberlin has some like halftime parts that kind of lend itself to it's kind of a breakdown, but I've never played like a true breakdown live.
Yeah.
Which is like the style of how I played and stuff, like, is closer to that world. You know what I mean? People be like, dude, it's crazy. Like, you know, when I was younger, it's like you play like you're in that type of band. And I don't even love heavy music, but certain breakdowns like speak to my soul. And I'm like, what would it feel like to play that live? And what would it feel like? You know how breakdowns work. It's like, you know, they're coming from a mile away. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, here it comes. Here it comes. But that release of playing one live, I feel like I would like hurt myself so bad. I feel like I would either play terrible, like that adrenaline rush of like, oh my God, here it comes. And then when it hits, you're just like, oh,
you get too excited.
Yeah, I feel like I would just like explode.
Well, I got a question then. So early on in Amberlin's career, when you were like younger, was there never like a conversation where you were like, I'm going to get a double pedal. Maybe we should throw like a breakdown in one of these songs?
No, that was never not to be like, our band's older, but those dudes were always older. Like, they enjoyed heavy music, but I'm saying like, they were like, this is going to sound mean to all those other bands. They were like, they were past.
They were way more mature than
they were. We were trying to be like Third Eye Blind and like, you know what I mean? We were that world and that type of music was not a thing with any of our dudes. Like, they weren't like, oh, we should chase that style of music. It was always like, how do we go the other way? Mm-hmm, so even with like, I remember there'd be a couple times where it would be like when I was younger, but I was never really super into heavy though. Like, I liked Norma Jean. I liked the bands that everyone was kind of in. And I was like, this is cool. But I was never like, if I'm by myself, I'm turning that kind of music on. And so that was us. It literally, the dudes would listen to like Metallica and stuff like that, but there was never like hardcore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what's
that
crazy?
never really creeped into Amberlin.
That music is so huge right now. It's
massive.
It's nuts. Like
massive.
Like even
Bad Omens and stuff, dude. Like
Sleep
huge.
Token. Yeah,
Sleep
but that's
Token,
like that's a little
Omens.
like medieval.
Why'd you have to bring up Sleep Token, dude?
Well, because
we finally got away from that.
Because he's pretty. I mean, that's like the
all
biggest.
The bands.
Well, then I was gonna look at remember that girl Poppy? Remember her?
Yeah,
she's
like an industry
she's
player.
like a metal band now.
Yeah, she did that. Oh shoot, what's the band?
With House of.
She did the little like appearance on Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah.
And then there's the Spirit Box band too.
Yo, I was just about to say, maybe more than ever in my life, I've been into heavy music, which is really funny because I think what it is, it's like, it's so satisfying because now like production sounds insane. They're doing all of the tricks. And I feel like, not that I'm a sucker for it, like I'm just like, oh, they did it. But like Bad Omens and Knocked Loose and Spirit Box and Memphis Mayfire, like there's stuff that they're doing that I'm like, it just instantly gets me stoked. Like we annihilated Bad Omens on this last tour, like as a band. We listened
some
to
of it though
so
is like
much.
a little like it's like they're dipping their toes. I feel like a little too far into EDM and like all of that stuff. Like
Nate,
I was gonna ask,
I kind of like it.
Is it because there's more hooks? Because at least for me,
it is
that's
hooky.
why I'm into it more.
But
you're
it's
right.
weird because it's not like there's a time and a place for all of it, in my opinion. Because sometimes I just want like someone will turn something on if it's just angry the whole time. It's so much fun, right? It's like, and then some of the more like, you know, poppy trick type of stuff is really satisfying too. That's why I think that Memphis album is insane, because it like taps into so many things. It's like Katy Perry level type of choruses.
Yeah, it's
into like the gnarliest breakdowns. Like it's like such a weird mix. And of course, like because it's Maddie too, like I have an even soft spot for it to where I'm like want to keep jamming it. But dude, there's some Bad Omen stuff that's like.
Let me preface with the fact that I didn't mean like the EDM thing was bad. I think it's cool that it's
no, I know you
getting
mean
weird. No, I'm just saying it's cool that it's getting weird like that, because I think you can only do so much like with that sound.
Yeah.
So
100%.
It's only natural that it like went to a more, you know, different place.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is true that you read, you're right. It's like it's like hooky now. Not that it wasn't before, but it is like there's actual like big choruses and.
But what's crazy is bands like Bad Omens, who are huge right now, right? Just absolutely exploding, like playing the biggest shows. They have songs, and even like some of their singles, there's no singing, and it is so heavy, and the videos are so fucked. And I'm like, how is this so big? There's a song that we jammed like all the time, and we're like, let's go watch the video. Dude, the video, I'll have to look up the song, is like so dark and so like evil that I'm like, dude, this is crazy. It's got like millions of views. And it's like, obviously that stuff's been big in the past. Like Slipknot's a good example of like just horror movie looking, you know, no one was doing that type of stuff where you're
but
like,
it went away
like,
for a while, and then
it kind of did, but now
back.
it is back, and it's like, and it's a younger, you know, and trying to pinpoint like where it came from, I think is interesting. We were doing that, right? Like, who are they pulling from? And whether you like them or not, I think Bring Me the Horizon like spawned all these bands, because they kind of like, you know, everything kind of came from that early 2000s with like Thursday and, you know what I mean? The singing, screaming, screamo, that type of thing.
Right.
But then I do feel like Bring Me the Horizon kind of went that, and then they turned into a new thing, and that's now spawning bands that kind of sound like that band, but now they're putting their own thing on, and it's just this weird like
they're kind of like
cycle
the
of all of it.
They started the second wave of it.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna find that band.
Do you know Enter Shikari? Have you heard of that band?
Of course.
Dude, so that was the first time I'd seen that. That was in like 2000, like maybe 10. We played a festival with them, and I was like, "Who is this?" And they had like trampolines on stage. They had like straight like dance breaks. Like they would go into like an EDM part, and everyone in the band would just like start dancing and like, and then they'd go back into a crazy heavy breakdown. And I remember being like, "This is so different,
dude."
It is kind of crazy. The British, like with Bring Me Horizon and all that stuff, it's like the same world, I guess. I feel like it might started in the UK, but.
Yeah, it's a specific vibe that I feel like, I don't know, it's just cool. And I also think Spirit Box is so sick. I want to make sure I put this out here.
Yeah, it's cool. We should get that guy on. What's that guy's name? Anybody know
He's
him?
a ripping drummer. Yeah, actually, I think JJ knows him pretty well because they toured together.
Oh, really?
I think Connor Dennis knows him.
He's
I think
super
they're on
young.
tour together right now.
Spirit Box
and Beartooth.
Beartooth. What a
Maybe.
They're like playing shows together. I don't know.
Tour start. Yeah, we got to go hang out with him, Nate, or Ben too. Just fly down.
When is it? Are they playing Tampa?
I think
I
it's
thought
soon,
it was in
isn't
June. It was sometime in
Oh,
June.
it's
I'm
June.
home as long as it's not beginning of June. Yo, that Bad Omen song is called Dethrone, by the way.
Cool.
Okay.
Angriest lyrics, angry, dude.
Is it like
so
Middle
angry.
Earth? Like, what is that band? I don't even know if I don't know what that band
Middle
sounds
Earth, like
but-
Lord of the Rings.
Middle Earth?
Yeah, like it's just like very like no. I'm just saying it's
No.
like Middle Earth themed. Like
What?
I don't know. I mean, like, dude, Bad Omens, the dethroned. What are we
Yeah,
talking about here, dude?
I mean,
What are we talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just heavy. It's like
Is
heavy.
Bad Omens one of the? They're like as big as Sleep Token. Like, are they massive?
No, I don't think they're. Well, Sleep Token's
Well, I'll
like,
tell you.
Oh,
Okay,
hold
so
on.
Bad Omens.
I know, sorry I keep bringing it up.
5.2 million monthly listeners.
Sleep
and
Token is
Sleep
8.8.
8.8, yeah.
Damn.
not that again. Let's to our listeners make sure they know that the only just
That's not the
listeners on
metric,
Spotify
but-
doesn't mean that, but that is a good. But like Sleep Token is so big because I think
It's the thing.
they've tapped into like nerds and they're like poppy. I don't know.
They got the nerds.
dude.
Well,
They got
you know
the
what
nerds.
I mean? Like the nerdy, like
I know, but-
techie, like,
wait.
and it's like, you know, that.
I think
vibe.
you
But
mean
Bad-
Prague, the
I think
Prague
it's-
fan
sure.
base.
I think it's only right that we try to get the drummer from Sleep Token on.
I'm
here.
in. I think
I
that's
think
yeah.
that would be a great full circle
No
moment.
one
don't
knows
know-
who he is. Doesn't he wear
Yeah,
a
no one knows
mask?
who he'd have to wear like the whole thing. I think, but
Let's start
yeah.
a thing. Let's start a petition. That would be, dude. I could not keep a straight face if someone got on here in a mask. I'm sorry, dude. As I'm wearing sunglasses, I'm like, whoever.
Nate's
Yeah, I
like,
was
so
gonna
when
say-
did you tap into the nerds?
Was
but
it-
like,
was this an intentional decision?
I'm saying Bad Omens is like poppy and all that stuff, and it's like heavy.
I'll
and
check it
kind
out.
of-
I've never heard it.
Oh, dude. Let me send you a little playlist.
Yeah, send me a
Also,
playlist.
yeah,
the other thing,
me
the
too.
other thing is, the singer for Bad Omens is so handsome. He's like,
Really?
he's like very handsome, and he's in this video. This is why it's crazy. Is we watch Dethrone the video, and you never see his face because it's like a horror. He looks like The Hills Have Eyes in this video, like so gross. And I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy." And then we watch the next video, and he's like, obviously it's just like a different video, and he's shirtless. And I'm like, is that the same dude? I'm like, how the fact that he chose to do a video where like he looks gnarly. I just thought was cool too, because he's like boy band level looking, and
Oh,
then they're
man.
playing the heaviest music. And then
Yeah,
dude,
no
they're-
wonder these guys are massive. Look at this guy.
Yeah,
that's an
He looks
old
great.
picture too, dude.
He looks great.
Dude, look at
Noah Sebastian.
No, yes, hold on. I'm gonna
Good
I'm gonna
job,
search
Noah.
it.
You're doing great.
For all listeners, that's all we really have. They're looking at photos of the lead singer of Bad Omens.
And talking about how handsome he is.
Oh, wait.
Shit.
What?
Hold on.
How did this happen?
Here we go.
Okay.
Man, don't answer it yet.
Hold on. And
W-
go.
And we're
Losing,
live.
losing an Uber. Where are you
Lyft.
going?
Oh,
Lyft.
Lyft,
I'm
dude.
sorry.
Stop,
All
stop
right.
offending him.
I'm going to New York.
Go
Oh,
to New York,
snap.
baby. Are you in
Yeah,
Atlanta
I'm
still?
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta right now. Went and saw Pearl Jam last night. It was pretty dope.
Very dope.
Second,
Very
yeah,
nice.
Doing
two
Right.
nights in 3 days. It was
I
really
just missed
fun.
you, Lou. I was in New York for like less than 24 hours.
You know what? I saw that text, and I was probably drunk.
No, you're fine.
I've just like sent
Oh,
you a
yeah.
picture of like me in my underwear, saying I'm lonely.
Oh man, if only you did that. No, it's okay. At that point, after I sent it, I realized you were not in town. So next time, I'll let you know.
Yeah, next time. You know, tough.
So what is that?
What's
What
up?
number is that for Pearl Jam? Like 100 and
Oh, I do have a stat tracker, but I feel
Got
like
it.
if I go to the stat tracker,
It's
I
gonna
may
cut
end
us
up
off.
being here twice again. But
Okay.
I think I've been to at least like 50 shows, at least something like that.
dang.
So
That's a lot.
yeah,
That's
it was
kinda
really,
sick.
it was sick. It's so weird because like you're surrounded by like
Super fans.
like meatheads and ogres and all these people you would never talk to ever in real life, and they're all just having this like emotional connection with the music, and it just starts making you feel really bad about yourself because you start like you're like my goodness, like they're people too. Like I'm just such like a pompous prick. I'm like they have emotions too.
Yeah, but as soon as you leave the venue, it goes back to that. So
Oh,
like only when
100%.
you're inside.
Yeah, you're in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Already angry at him.
That is true.
Wait,
that is true.
Lou, what's
Yes.
the best Pearl Jam show you've ever seen in your life?
The best Pearl Jam show I've ever seen in my life. Wow, great question. They're all, probably Lollapalooza '92. That like blew my mind. It's only like 8 songs. I got bad news. I got bad news for you, Ben. Christian now has the bug. We went to night 1, then he went to night 2, and now we're talking about going to Nashville together.
No, that's
like,
not bad. I
go
actually, I got a serious question though. Who's
Sure.
the best drummer in Pearl Jam?
Well, best or my favorite?
That should be the same, but
They should be the same, yeah. But
They are not. I mean, technically, no one's beating Matt Cameron, but Jack Irons has the feel of a motherfucker. No one can. I mean, what Jack did with that band on No Code and Yield is bonkers. How good he is.
who's playing now?
Matt
Matt Cameron, and he's great. I mean, he's amazing. But
is he the OG?
well, I could give you the whole thing.
Let's do it. I don't know.
Well, Matt Cameron was in Soundgarden, so
Matt Cameron was in
like
Soundgarden.
Black Hole Sun and all that stuff. That's
that's
Matt
him.
Cameron. Yeah.
So, but Matt Cameron actually played on the original Pearl Jam demo before they had Eddie Vedder. Like they had the 3 guys wrote songs, demoed it out with Matt Cameron on drums. So Matt actually played on a live once, and I think one other song. That demo tape with just music ended up to Eddie, and Eddie sang over it. So it is kind of serendipitous that Matt Cameron is back in the band because he was never in the band. He was just kind of helping him out. But yeah.
So who was that drummer? Who was the drummer like when they first started? Who was the dude like in the band?
The very first. You know what's crazy? How am I forgetting the guy's name? He follows me on Instagram.
Whoa.
But
damn, little name drop.
The original drummer, he played on 10, and then I think his like girlfriend got pregnant or he had a kid, and he's like, I'm not making any money. I can't be touring anymore.
Oh,
damn.
And then he
quit
got.
Pearl Jam.
You think he hates that kid? You think he hates that kid?
No, he's got songwriting credits on that first album. He's upset.
Yeah, that's the first name drop I've heard where you didn't actually know the name.
Oh, that is funny.
He follows me on Instagram. I don't know his name.
No name drop. And then what's his name played? The guy who you just toured with, Ben, the drummer, like the legend, the guy you're like, he's the GOAT.
Oh, Matt Cameron.
No, not Matt Cameron.
Sorry, Matt Chamberlain. Sorry.
Matt Chamberlain.
It's funny that they're both similar names, but
Wait, so how many drummers then has Pearl Jam had? Is it just the 3?
No, I think they've had 5. Let's go backwards. Matt Cameron, Jack Irons, Dave Abbruzzese, Matt Chamberlain, but Matt Chamberlain only did like a tour or 2, so I don't know if that counts. And then what the heck is the other dude's name? If only we had mini computers. But
hold on,
I'm forgetting his name.
On the search, or no, Reed's on it. Reed's good.
David Carl Cruson. Is that right?
Dave Cruson. That's right. There you go. Isn't it funny? 2 Daves. They had a Dave. They had 2 Matts.
They love Dave and Matt.
Yeah. But show was sick. I was like crying during the show. It was
pretty
intense.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Lou, I want to know what your actual, I think we've talked about it. What's your favorite Pearl Jam album? Like your favorite?
No, my favorite is No Code.
What?
No, which is the first Jack Irons album. Oh, are you making fun of me again? I'm an emotional
as soon as you said
every question we've asked you, you just cut out. We haven't gotten any answers to any of the questions.
Ask you a question and then it goes to just a robot.
That is funny.
Can you answer that again, Lou?
My favorite album.
What's your favorite?
No Code is my favorite album. And it's weird because when it came out, I freaking hated it. Like, I thought it was
Oh, that's right. We've
such
talked about
trash.
this. You told me this in real life.
And then I rediscovered it. Like, I don't know if you guys...
Disclaimer, this is when Lou cut out and we kept going without him. But here's the rest of the conversation. Nate, I heard TJ pulled up the song you guys did together. It sounds awesome.
Oh,
we listened to it the other night.
Did they work on it more?
I don't know if they worked on it more, but I got to hear it. It's probably it might be my favorite one on their new album, dude.
Hell yeah, dude! I love that. I seriously, that song, and this is why it's so funny that I ended up being able to play on it and do it with Lou.
Oh, we lost him.
Lou's gone, but
fine.
we can still
It's
keep
fine.
going though.
It's fine.
But dude, that song, dude, he I mean, I think we already told that story, but he just posted a quick clip of it like on Instagram.
Yeah,
and it stuck in my head for days, and I was like, dude, this song rules. So I want to hear. TJ was gonna mess with it and like kind of clean up some stuff and add some things.
yeah.
But I wonder if
The whole album is sick. The whole album.
It's a full album?
Sick. Yeah, there's a bunch of other songs too.
That's so sick.
I'm
Dude,
excited
I love
to hear it all.
I love
Yeah,
that
it's
he does
cool.
that.
It's very cool. It sounds really good too, TJ.
Ben, are y'all
I
writing
know
right
you're
now?
listening. Yeah.
Are you not allowed to
we're
talk
always
about it?
writing. I feel like it's always a thing of like, I think no matter what, even when we're like, probably like 70 years old, we're gonna
Yeah, you're still gonna be writing.
write. Yeah, we'll still be writing. I'm also always just like making random stuff,
Of course.
just like
I'm
constantly
trying
searching.
so hard. I'm trying so hard to get my like studio sort of, not even studio. That's a very big name for what's going to end up being like a MIDI keyboard with like
Your space.
a few things. But yeah, I just need something. Like I just realized like I've been like,
You need to
limping
plug that
by.
Whirly in.
I'm about to sell that thing.
Are you for real?
I think I'm going to sell it.
You should.
I
There's
don't
a
do.
plugin that does that.
I mean, it's literally like one of those things where I was like, no, I can't sell it. I bought it forever ago. And like my kids and blah. I'm like, but dude, like someone would love it way more than me. And that's what I keep thinking about. And I would love money way more than having this thing sitting behind me doing nothing.
Are you, yeah. I mean, it is cool though. We were just messing with the Whirly at Dance in TJ's studio and it's like kind of messed up. Like
Yeah.
it's not like it
In
doesn't
a
sound
cool way.
right, but it sounds so cool. But the problem was we messed with it one day and then we turned it on the next day and it sounded
different.
completely different.
Yeah. No, this one's solid, dude. It really is like such a good. My
Dude,
buddy.
sell it
like,
right now on the podcast,
Sell it
dude.
to Adam
we
as
will,
well.
Jen.
I mean, we talked about
Adam did text me. He texted me separately and was like, before you sell it, let me get.
Dude,
But-
Are you kidding?
No, he literally did. But my good friend,
what does he need another one for?
that's the thing. He's got 3
I
or whatever.
know.
My buddy was over here the other night and he was losing it. He's like, dude, this is my dream. And I was like,
You're like, I'll give it to you for $4,000.
yeah, I kept, dude, every time we walk out of
How
the room
much
and
is
come
your
back,
dream
I'd
worth
raise
to
it
you?
by $1,000. I was like, dude, I for sure, dude. I mean, what a steal for $5,000. Like I would just keep.
Hey, so I do have to cut it off. I have to leave. But
Okay.
Well,
for listeners, if you hear this and you want to buy Nate's Wurlitzer,
hit us in the DMs.
Hit us up.
Hit us in the DMs.
Yeah.
Also, wait, before we go, I think we should say real quick to the people that've been listening, I think we're going to try our hardest to keep being more consistent. Right.
Yes.
Right, dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, we do
were doing
apologize.
okay.
A lot of it was my fault because of tour. It was really hard to keep it going.
No.
But
It's not just
Life
you.
is
we're,
life,
we're
dude.
all
Life is
we
life.
all
I
got
know, but I want to
stuff.
say that we absolutely still love this because I've seen people that are like, oh, are y'all over it? And I'm like, not at all. I just want everyone to know we're just navigating all sorts
Man.
of stuff. So we're still
Well,
here
that's nice.
and we love
no one
doing
asks me about anything, so
People
it's
ask
nice
me
to hear people.
Yeah,
care.
people hit me up and they're like, "Can you please stop doing it?" But
this. Oh my God. Please, no more. Anyway, we love y'all. We're glad to
we
be
love
here.
you, love you, mom.
Love you.
Uh,
Me too, Mom.
All
My
right,
mom,
cool.
but also
All right.
Ben's mom.
Happy weekend.
I love all the moms.
Happy weekend, guys. We'll be back.
I love
We're
all
back.
the moms. All right, that
Yeah.
needs to be the end coming
yeah,
for free.
yeah.
I love all
I
the
love all
moms.
the mom. Any mom listening?
All right, bye.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.